Today, I review the Mercedes Benz AMG GT-R, a beast of a car used in, well, different places like tracks and whatnot. I've heard good things about this car from many people around the internet and, well, the world, so let's prove those things today in this episode of ModGear. First up on the test for today is the top speed test. Welcome to the Genesis 1 mile dragway. It's a place where many cars come to push their speeds and their engines to the limit, simply to put their speeds onto the boards. Let's see how the Mercedes Benz does in this test. The Benz, we're going to call it, topped out at 125.2 miles per hour, which makes it one of, or if not, the fastest car I've reviewed. Next up is, of course, the usual and fun brake test. The car will deploy the brakes on this black line. The goal of the test is to not hit the parked Dacia Duster. Let's see how the Mercedes-Benz does in this test. Well, this is quite unexpected. Let's just move on. Let's test the cornering of the Mercedes-Benz by going through some tight corners. Shouldn't be too difficult. Now, let's see how well the Mercedes-Benz does in the infamous parallel park. And with some work in the works, of course, it passes this test. Hey, wait a second. What are you doing here? Get out of this. Let's test if this car can get down a small hill without scratching the front end. It does take a minute to get down this hill, but yes, it can do it. Let's test the ride of this car by going over a small gravel road segment. Because this car rides so low, and it shouldn't really ride this low to begin with, it rides extremely harsh, and it's one of the downsides of owning this car, which personally is one of the reasons I wouldn't recommend it. While we're here, let's also test the AMG in the bump test. This car, very similar to the way the ride test went, doesn't do a very good job at bumps, making this not really the best everyday car like your average Toyota Corolla or Camry. The MPG this car has is, well, it's very low, with a mix of 15 to 16 MPG in the city and 20 to 22 on the highway. It all comes down depending on the model of vehicle you have. Whether it be the sports or the coupes or stuff like that, they're all going to have different MPG figures, so it's going to fluctuate sometime through there. However, how do these figures apply on the track? And now, let's give the AMG GT-R an official lap around the circuit. The official standard time is 1:47:41. With added up accidents and collisions, the final adjusted time is 1:47:41, making the AMG GT-R the fastest car I've reviewed. And on that grippy, exciting, and groundbreaking note, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.